David Balidawa, an orthopedic officer who hails from Jinja, has been admitted here at the Cancer Institute for a while now after tests confirmed that he had chronic myeloid leukemia. Before that, his condition was mistaken for other ailments, including malaria and typhoid.
The TB we did, it wasn't there AIDS, it wasn't there everything.
Chronic myeloid leukemia is a cancer of the blood where white blood cells are produced in plenty in the body. This thickens cells in the blood, which results into the blocking of the production of cells that take oxygen around the body, and it also affects cells that control blood clotting.
You have an excessive production of white blood cells, and they all mature and leave, not to go. Because usually when you get cells, they stay for a number of days, then they die off. Now these ones don't go away. So you end up getting, rather than having a swelling as you get in, say, breast cancer, here in your blood you have so many cells, and actually it becomes practically thick.
Some of the symptoms of leukemia is body weakness, bleeding under the skin, bleeding in the gums or from the nose, abdominal discomfort, and a spleen enlargement. In many cases, these symptoms are mistaken for other diseases, even by health workers.
Like recently, I had a patient who was brought in when his spleen had been removed, because in a district hospital where he was, they thought he has this big spleen disease. We should remove it and he'll get better. He actually got worse.
The only way one can be sure is by taking a test, which costs up to 300,000 shillings. In Uganda, a global program known as Hip Hop has taken up the initiative to offer free drugs at the Cancer Institute. But one of the conditions under which it can be given to a patient in Mulago is after they take a confirmation test.
The actual test we need is the one that is called quantification testing, where we can tell the actual amount of these abnormal fusion proteins that you have in the body. We do the positive, negative, but we have an international system of reporting, and it helps us to know where to start from. Most people start at maybe 70%, 60%, and we want to see them go down to less than 0.01.
Tyrosine kinase inhibitors are the drugs that block the growth factor that triggers cancer cells to divide and grow. It was introduced to the market in the early 1990s, and some patients have become resistant towards it.
That these abnormal proteins learn how to evade the medicine. So when it happens, you use them and then maybe it can no longer work. And that's why we think about second-line treatment. But the mechanism for resistance is rather complex. That there's a lot of investigations that are going on right now to get a better understanding of what causes this resistance.
Balidawa has taken tests to find out if he is developing resistance towards the drugs. Yet, when resistance occurs, the second-line treatment is not free in Uganda, yet it is much more expensive.
The second-line treatment is so costly, so expensive. The only way you just have to give life to God.
According to the international market, there are 5 treatment lines that can be given to patients. It is quite unfortunate that in Uganda we only have 1 treatment line, and moreover donated to us.
We should have an option of saying, okay, you have failed here, let's try you here. I know it's very, very expensive, but I think if government intervened and we collaborate with the manufacturers, it becomes affordable.
According to Dungu, he receives at least 5 new cases each month. This wing at the Cancer Institute is where most of the leukemia patients are admitted. By the time they get here, they have fallen into the acute stage and need a lot of attention. As members of the Leukemia Advocates Fraternity Uganda meet to discuss the situation of leukemia in Uganda, they are calling upon government to pay more attention to the ailment.
Government has come out boldly to talk about breast cancer, encouraging women. There are many adverts on radio, on TV. Come on, go and test for cervical cancer, prostate cancer. Everywhere Minister of Education, Minister of Health has come up, trying to show that it is a big concern for government.
Leukemia, we may not have what to do to stop it. Secondly, it doesn't affect as many people. But it doesn't mean that the few people who are affected, we don't care for them.
Dr. Gerard Mutungi, the head of the non-communicable diseases at the Ministry of Health, says the Cancer Institute is on its way to getting an autonomy status.
And it will have an increased budget. It will have its mechanism for procuring drugs, because we have problems procuring drugs through national medical stores only. And it will also have a basis for contacting donors and partners to support. So we have already realized the problem.
Irene Namialo, NTV.